Well, hello everybody, and welcome to a daily chat with Andy the Cabby. I hope everyone is all right tonight. I made it. That was a bit of a close run thing. As you saw from the video I did earlier, I had a lot of ground to cover in a very short space of time, but I'm here. That's the thing. Can I just say, before I go any further this evening, I read some of the comments on the video I did while I was out on the road a couple of hours ago. Thank you very much, is all I will say. Wonderful, wonderful feedback. I very much appreciate all of your support and all of your friendship. And it means the world. Thank you. At least I know where my friends are. And the other thing I want to, say tonight is let's not talk about who. We need to move past it. Just leave it out the chat. We can't be dominated by that anymore. We have to move on and talk about other things. I'm sure you can all agree on that. So thank you. I've just had a message through from somebody I've been waiting 2 days for, so that can wait. Anyway, let's say hello to a few people. Chrissy Williams, check your bloody Facebook messaging, for crying out loud. I sent you something before I came out here, and let me know if you're up for it, and you'll know what I mean when you see it. Hi, Mum. Hope you're all right. Bridget, good to see you. Seth78, Cosmic. What's that? Cosmic Koi? Are you a new person? I've not noticed you before, but hello. Lorna Mackenzie, Cosmic Warto, John Harrington. When I saw Cosmic Koi, I thought it was Cosmic Warto, and I had to read twice. I've got two Cosmics. Little Kitty, hello to you. You're one of my great supporters. Thank you very much for what you wrote earlier. I appreciated it. Blood Nose, good to see you. Andrew Ogilvy, I can't read your last name. I'm really sorry, but hello to you. Have a shot on me, Andy. David Crosby, that is. Thank you very much for £2 super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, Chrissy, let me know by replying if you saw my message, if you're up for it. Hello, Rafi. Good to see you. Glad you saw my comment of support, Andy. That's brilliant. Well, I've had a Facebook message on there, but not off of Chrissy Williams. But let's see. Jerry Georgopoulos, good to see you. Daphne Lynch, good to see you. Yeah, there's one thing I've not covered for a while. Is what's going on in Dover, the latest in Dover. It seems to have been rubbed under the carpet. Oh, okay, Cosmic Koi. Cool. That's brilliant. Albert Harvey. Hi there, Andy. Edgar Lee. Hello to you. John Kent as well. Sorry, I just missed you disappearing off the top of the screen there. That's great. Julie Keys as well. Everyone's here. Yeah, we've not really spoke about what's going on in Dover for a while, have we? It's one of those pieces of news that's been swept under the carpet. Don't want to talk about it. Let's shove it away somewhere, and let's talk about the Queen along with everything else. So I just dug up a couple of little bits just to chuck in front of everybody, just for a little mini update, really, more than anything else. Andy Turner, new to the channel, have been watching. Welcome, Andy Turner. Appreciate it. They built a new walkway down at Dover, can only film from the cliffs now. Yeah, oh, God, Steve Laws come up with that. They sent some footage in where they were building it, didn't he? A little while ago. Thank you, David Crosby. Appreciate that nice comment. Chrissy, loads of beach landings around here, though. Chrissy, I'm going to send you something. Give me a second. I'm just on my phone. I've just had another remark about that video I put on earlier. So, That's very nice. Yeah, bear with me, Chrissy. I'm just going to send something to your Facebook and see if it works. I'm kind of doing this on the fly because I tried to get hold of you earlier on. Hope this works. Bear with me, folks. Okay, that's live now. Invite a guest. Complete that one. Right, Chrissy, I've just sent you something in your Facebook Messenger. See if you can get hold of it and see if you can get it working. It's along the lines of what we were discussing the other day in private. Hunter, hi Andy, watched you for ages. Forget the negative comments. You're doing brilliant. Thank you very much. I do really appreciate all the positive feedback. It made me feel better. People said I looked sad earlier in that picture on the Facebook. And what it was, the original capture, I was like this. And it looked bloody weird. So I just picked one of the more normal ones. And it looked a bit sad, but never mind. I'm fine. Thank you, everybody. Yes, nobody's really spoken about it. I mean, I want to show you a picture, right? Right off the bat. Let me just get this. Where are we? I'll tell you what, let's do this in another way. Banners, brands. This picture stuck out at me. Yes, this is our new Prime Minister and Monsieur Macron from across the channel there. They've obviously had a little conversation, haven't they? Discussing various matters. I mean, she's going to have to go around and meet world leaders and discuss various things and make herself known. But, you know, one of the main things that she needs to discuss is the channel migrants. There's bloody loads of them coming over. And according to the news, where are we? Yes, there is a will to re-engage, to move on, and to show we are allies and friends in a complex world, referring to the French. However, Ms. Truss's official spokesman confirmed they did not discuss the contentious post-Brexit agreement on Northern Ireland or the migrant crossings in small boats. Didn't want to talk about it. Asked about the channel crossings, the spokesman insisted the stalled Rwanda policy is the long-term solution to the problem. So they're still harking on about the fact that they can stick them all on a plane and send them to Rwanda. But, you know, there's a load of human rights laws that are going to stop that from happening. And they were talking about coming up with some kind of British Bill of Rights to try and circumvent that. And that's been put on the back burner last I heard. So I don't quite get that. They're calling it the long-term solution. The spokesman said, we have the bill that will progress through Parliament and we want to resolve this with the EU. This is not an issue that necessarily we believe can be solved through one single EU country. Well, it's a question of stopping the supply line, isn't it? Or stopping the route through to the coast and then over here. So, you know, how difficult does it have to be? He would not say whether Ms. Truss would raise the protocol with the EU's Ursula von der Leyen on Wednesday. So basically, they're trying to skirt around it yet again, it appears to me. I've got no confidence whatsoever that, you know, we're going to get anywhere further down the line than we did before. I don't know what all you guys think of it, but it is it's a bit crazy. Anyway, folks, those of you that have just joined us, welcome to a daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. Good to see everybody. We've got a few new faces in this evening, so good to see you as well. If you haven't done so already, can I ask that you hit the old thumbs up button on the chat and get that going? I appreciate that. And also, if you are a new face here and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button as well. Every little helps, as they say. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. A lot of evenings. Anna Perkins. Got here. God, I've got loads of people bloody messaging me tonight. Michael Castrian, hello to you. Good to see you, my friend, one of our long-term supporters. Diana Bower, good evening. Tracy Regan, Julia for Justice, Keith Harrison. Hi, Andy. Hello, everyone. New subscriber. Welcome, Keith. Welcome to you. Let's go up the list. Yeah. Does anyone actually believe that these illegals get sent to Rwanda? Ha ha ha. Government must think we are thick. Well, I don't think for 1 second they'll go. One single plane hasn't left, and I don't think any others will. And the other thing they don't tell you is it's a reciprocal arrangement, isn't it? So if we give them a load, we got to take some back. They don't tell you everything. Now, I do wonder what's going on in the background. You know, over the last week or so with Her Majesty the Queen, bless her, you can hide a lot of, bad news in that, can't you? Yeah, Andy, I would like to know what was passed through from this government. They pass a lot of bills. Watch the left hand as the right hand is doing all the magic. Spot on. And also, you can bury a lot of this news with other things going on in the world as well. I mean, old Putin was all over the bloody news again today, threatening the nukers all once again. Who knew? Nigel the Handyman, hello to you. Good to see you. Not one of our regulars. Yeah, Nick B, spot on. The fact remains they have no bloody idea how to stop it. I think the only ways of stopping it that run through my mind, they wouldn't even dream of it. So, yeah, that's it. That could be an interesting one, that. Yeah, Christine Ayres. I've always said, if you want to get rid of a problem, make it legal. And that seems to be the way that it's going, isn't it? Make them all UK citizens and then they're no longer channel migrants or illegal refugees or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, Enchanted Blue, that's a very good point. I read earlier today that, this partial mobilization he's announced, a lot of them will leg it. So, that could be a real possibility there. Tyrone Whitehead, yes, I did watch the Queen's funeral. And I'll tell you what, I don't think there's a country anywhere in the world that can do it quite like we can, is there? All the pomp and ceremony and everything else. I think that's absolutely great. And I think she got a proper send-off. I mean, up Windsor way, they were keeping the airspace clear of any aircraft. And I ended up copping I think it was a 2-hour flight delay on a customer I had to pick up from Heathrow. But, I managed to stay behind a little longer and see everything. And it was worth it. Remember the film Escape from New York and Escape from LA? Yeah, Kurt Russell, great films. Soon we will have to erect a mighty wall around the UK, say about 50 yards out with narrow channels, which open with proximity sensors for legal shipping. It's going that way, isn't it, Anna? Yeah, I did very much like those films. Hello, Julia from Canada. Welcome to Andy's channel. I'm missing Julia. Where is she? Yeah. Yeah, there you are, Julia for Justice. Hello from Ottawa, Canada. Welcome to the channel, Julia. Good to see you. I do recognise your name. Definitely. Oh, cool. Al Barker, the scan text vid you did save me. So thanks. I messaged you earlier asking if the phone number on the scam video was the victims or perpetrators. Do you need to hide the number? The number on the video, Al, was actually the perpetrators. The actual number of the person who provided the screen dump was at the top, and I trimmed it off. So I had already thought of that, but thank you for thinking of them and bringing that up. Grumpy Get, couldn't we send them London like Ron DeSantis has just done? Yeah, didn't Ron DeSantis put them all on a coach and send them to Kamala's front yard or something? Yeah, Amanda, they all are. They'll run out of steam eventually, but every now and again it does get to me. I can't help it, but there you go. I have the solution. Put all of the dinky toy divers on the Isle of Wight in a tent, give them food and YouTube, but no money. They will soon go home. Yeah, valid point. What else we got? Chrissy, they built that 4 weeks ago between Folkestone and Dungeness. There's been about 10 beach landings last few days. It's the beach ones that I get concerned about because, do they all piss off into the undergrowth before anybody gets there? That's what really concerns me there. Dean Lee, I saw a thumbnail. He's been arrested, hasn't he? From what I read. Nick B, they come in on the beach at the bottom of my road. Yeah, Chrissy lives in Folkestone. Now, I want to try and get her on here so she can give us a first-hand account of what's going on down there. And she sent me a lengthy email telling me what she does and where she sees them and what's going on. And it's been going on for quite a while. And what you're seeing there really is a first-hand account. 7 more likes to reach 100, please. Yeah, come on, guys. We got like 200 odd in the chat, so let's get those likes to 3 figures. That'd be great. One other thing I wanted to check as well was the numbers. How are the numbers doing with, the actual channel crossings? And we're into the 30,000s now. Let's just see if we can get this videos. Yeah, apparently there was a 5-day break with the actual crossings, and they've started again, and now we're into the 30,000s. Chrissy Williams, where are you? I'll send you some pics, Andy. 45 landing and 22 were caught. Okay, share screen. Now, I always like playing Steve Laws' stuff because he has quite good, quite up-to-date information. Yeah. Alan Edge says, Andy, you need to get Chrissy Williams in your cab. Well, I've sent her a link to try and get her in this live stream. Whether she's seen it or not, I don't know. But, we can maybe do it another time, if not tonight. Yeah, let's set this up so you can see this. There you go, it's a bit better. I'll mute myself out and see what Steve Laws has to say.
After 5 days of no illegals arriving by boat, the channel crossings have continued. It started on the early hours this morning, in which the French Coast Guard returned 2 boats back to France. It's reported that they got into difficulties, and that's the reason they were returned. From then, Border Force vessel Defender went out, picked up illegal immigrants from a French handover, and brought them back to Dover. They unloaded at the new gangway, which you can only see from sitting up on the cliffs. There were roughly 60 to 70 illegal immigrants on board Defender, and then there was Hurricane out patrolling mid-channel, but it didn't actually bring anything in. Then Border Force vessel Volunteer went out to meet the French Coast Guard, picked up mid-channel, and then returned them back to the port of Dover. So the channel crossings have continued now that the weather has calmed down. From tomorrow all the way through to the weekend, there should be large influx of illegals arriving because the weather's in perfect condition, and it'll be business as usual down at the docks. So to summarise, roughly over 100 illegal immigrants ferried in today. Could be more because it's difficult to get a clear estimation from the cliffs, but as channel crossings have continued, we've already had over 30,000 illegal immigrants by boat this year that we know about, and the numbers keep on climbing.
There you go. They carry on coming in. Hello, Jane. They will keep on doing it, and there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, I mean, it's been going on for years, hasn't it? And I think with the increasing numbers and efforts that have been made to bring it into the public realm, the public sphere of influence, we can really see the damage and the numbers. They're just going to keep on coming. And instead of trying to work out a way of dealing with it, stopping the flow, it's where do we put them? Oh, come on, keep coming. It's an impossible situation. Pardon me. All by design, Jane says. Yes, I do think you may have a point there, Jane, definitely. Let's have another look in the chat and see what people are saying. Yeah, valid point, BJ. Very, very valid. It's the coming here, and instead of integrating, it's expecting us to accept. And it don't quite work that way. It doesn't. Yeah, she needs to get a handle on this fast. If it's ignored, if it's dealt with in any other way, she's not going to do herself any favors or her party. That is for sure. Cosmic, you're right. We can whinge all night about it, but only politicians can do something about it, but they won't. All of us in this chat right now, there's like 227 of us in this chat right now. We're all in different parts of the UK, and we all have an opinion on this. We're all little voices, little pinpricks all across the land. And we're not very loud, are we? We just sit here and moan about it. I mean, I think it's my job, one of many people, to keep it in the public imagination, keep it in front of people, and I try and do that as best as I can. But you're right, Cosmic. What do we do about it? Are we the people to do something about it if they don't? You have to ask yourself that question. Yeah, Daphne, the disturbance is up in Leicester. Hardly mentioned across the news. I only knew about him earlier when I saw a video that Maya Tusi did. Again, It's people like us that are bringing stories like that to the fore. Otherwise, you wouldn't know. Uh, Looks like my mum's telling everybody about her holiday. People need to be aware there's something big. All right, we've had that one. Yeah, Steve Laws and Liam T from Folkestone are brill. Yes, I'll always check Steve Laws for any up to date information. It's brilliant. He keeps us all in there. Mez Zoka, is that how you say your screen name? Hello, Gabby Cabby. Hello to you. Good to see you. BCTV, he's got a channel called Mission Impossible now. Who's that, Mark? I missed that comment. I think it was something like 5 million quid a day, wasn't it, David, or something like that? The figure was quoted at, and I'm talking about per head. Yeah, Nick B, there's been a few landings in other places, hasn't there? But I suppose the distance between where they're coming from and where they're going to has got to be reasonably survivable and not so treacherous. But I should imagine Plymouth can be a little bit on the choppy side, couldn't it? But it all seems to be Dover, Sandgate, Hythe, Folkestone, all around that neck of the woods. I'm actually going to be in Dover this evening. I've got to pick some people up from Gatwick about 3:00 in the morning, but it's going to be far too late to, see anything or do anything. Christine is luckily live 100 miles away from Folkestone, but they will all end up in some shithole like Slough or Luton. So all that Asians mainly, they all gravitate to the same black hole towns. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Luton Airport. Ugh, I hate the place. Trudeau is getting roasted by the British press. That's what happens when journalists aren't on the payroll. Plank of the week. Cheers, Tony. Al Barker, I kept messaging you on YouTube. Watch my messages go on and watch them disappear 2 seconds later. So I had to catch you here about that. I was thinking that scam text should be reported, Al says. Well, where I saw it, there's a group on Facebook called Beat the Bailiffs, and they're all very much about energy bills and getting yourself out of trouble with debt and all this kind of thing. Highly recommend anyone who's got problems going and having a look, actually. And it was posted on there, first of all, and a friend of mine pointed it out to me, and I actually managed to, knock something up about it. Kezi and Desjardins, Andy, answer me. I just did. If you've made an earlier comment, I've obviously missed it where I've been rabbiting. I'm just going back through now and having a look. There are far more illegals in the undergrowth than most people can imagine. Some cities like Birmingham, Derby, Manchester, etc., are full of them. All economics, all M&Z. Yeah. I remember years ago, and I've told this story before, I ended up with a taxi job going down to Dover. And I was told about halfway I had to pick up some illegal immigrants and transport them to a processing centre about half an hour up the road in Ashford. I thought, what the hell? And when I went down there, they were all apparently kids. And they all had like a bag of stuff. I think it was the belongings they had with them. And they were all cuffed with the old zip tie cuffs, And I was given these kids an address to take them to, and I was told to take them to Ashford. And I said, and quite rightly so, what if they run? What if they leg it? Whose responsibility is that? And they said, not yours, let them. The chances are they won't because they've come over here for help, they said. I thought, okay. So anyway, I got them to Ashford without incident. And it did make me wonder how many actually did leg it, jump out the car on the M20, and have it on their toes. It's mind numbing, isn't it? Trying to think of the exact answer. Enchanted Blue, there's been a few arrive at New Haven. Yeah, we're going to get it peppered in a few places, aren't we? All up and down the countryside. Why does an old man who has been leader for 2 minutes thinks he has more power than someone who was in charge of half the world for 70 years? You're referring to dear King Charles III, I take it, Bridget. I think we're getting caught up. Yeah, there we go. Cheers, Kim Alliston. It was Governor Greg Abbott that sent 2 busloads to Kamala Harris's front yard. Did he get in trouble for that, or did he get away with it? I did read something. Yeah, tell them they're all going to the Ukraine. That could put them off. Right, I think we caught up with things up that end. Let's go down the other end. Yeah, Red Scouse is in the house. I've just seen your name there. Hello to you. Good to see you. Emma Jane Watts, hello. Yeah. I would love to know what Winston Churchill would make of modern Britain. I used to work with a guy who used to do like a parody of Winston Churchill. Never in the history of human endeavour has so much been fucked up by so few for fuck all. That's what he used to say. And I hope I did his impression justice, but it didn't come across like that. Barefoot Contessa. Oh, you heard me. Hi, Andy. Have to drive. Be right back ASAP. That's Phil. No worries, Phil. James 1, hello to you. You work hard, Andy. That's Chris Haddo. Thank you very much. I do. You can tell by the bags under the eyes. Use wave machines. I think our previous Home Secretary was suggesting that and got absolutely minced. Sounded more like the dog in the advert, didn't it? Did sound a bit rough. Excellent. Andy, did you see my message at 21.04? I scrolled up a long way, Mick, and I must have scrolled just short because I didn't see it. I thought I caught everybody. Do you want to repost it? And I'll keep an eye out. Hit the like button, folks. 270 watching. Well, it's 264 now, and only 165 likes. Yeah, let's have a few more in there. The 1966 Chevy van. Abbott sent them to Kamala. DeSantis. Where's that damn thing gone? Oh, that's jumped. Lucinda's here. Good to see you. Well, that's an ironic thing, isn't it? Right there, Alan Edge. Yeah, the cyclone machine out of I'm a Celeb. That would work, wouldn't it? Right. Where else are we here? Yes. As I said, we've got the issue where there's actually we're up to 30,000 this year. And, you know, obviously we've got a few steps to go yet before the end of the year. Chrome tab. There you go. You can see the headline right there, 30,000. Seeing all the glasses adverts as well. I've got to get an eye test. Among the migrants boarded ashore on Wednesday morning were small children wrapped in blankets as the channel crossing reaches almost the end. I always notice they have to drop the children line in every now and again. The number of migrants arriving in Dungeness, Kent, could reach the 30,000 milestone by the end of the day. This was posted just after lunchtime today. This morning, migrants wearing winter coats, some carrying youngsters, boarded buses in the Kent town, having been picked up by the RNLI. 93 people were recorded by the Ministry of Defence making the journey in 4 boats on Tuesday, taking the provisional total for 2022 so far to 29,799. Well, if we haven't breached 30,000 by now, I'm sure we will tomorrow. Last year, 28,526 last year. Last week, 40 people were rescued from the channel when their boat sunk. I remember reading that. Government officials said last month it was remarkable there'd not been any serious incidents such as drownings so far this year, as the average number of people per boat rose to 44 compared with 28. So they're really stuffing them in full, aren't they? It was also revealed by Downing Street that Prime Minister Liz Truss did not discuss the migrant crossings at her meeting with Emmanuel Macron, despite the growing crisis. Well, we identified that wee little problem right at the off, didn't we? That's not great. Let's have a look what everyone else is saying. So the number of crossings pretty much equals your number of subscribers. You'd be happy if your numbers continue to go up at the same rate. Yeah, 1,000 a day. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Neil Johnson, hi from Staffordshire, just subscribed. Welcome to the channel, Neil. Good to see you. Thank you for coming over. Cruise ship, park it in the channel and fill it with the feckers. I've heard that one mentioned before. Yeah, Ian C, totally agree with you. It will end the Tories in 2024 if they don't do anything about it. It's gotten out of hand. You know, I think this is why a general election probably hasn't been called on the snap, because she's probably worried that's what's going to happen for this reason and others. But yeah, someone just mentioned we could get the fishermen to stop them, but there ain't any left. That's a very good point. Cove Lord is as blind as you. I posted a message about 10 minutes ago. I saw that one, Mick. I'll go back and have a look, see what I can find. I mean, there's a slow down chat function that I've got to try and initiate. Mike, I didn't. That's another one. The chat's going a bit quick. I mean, we've got 260 in, so there's a lot of messages to sift through. I have to, as I say, I have to try and slow it down a bit so I can get everybody. Thought it would have been funny seeing all the coaches going to the funeral. The immigrant drivers took the wrong turning and ended up with all the dignitaries. God, Jesus, that could have been a sight, couldn't it? The Fog would be the perfect movie. Just replace the ghosts with dinghy divers, Christine Nez says. Hayden, 2012. I'm well aware of that YouTuber and that video. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it. Yeah. I've got people complaining. I'm ignoring them. I'm just trying to find their comments. Albert Harvey, I'm the same. Used to live in Thanet, but I live in Canterbury now, close to family. But I feel like a criminal and foreigner because there's so many of them. In Canterbury is a mess. I lived in Canterbury for a couple of years. 25 years ago, Albert. I went to university in Canterbury. See, I was a clever bloke. I lived in a place with some of my student mates over Tyler Hill, just over the other side there. Homes for the poor are needed, Chris Smith says. Spot on. There's a like an old Victorian shelter on the seafront, just down the road from me. It's usually full of them, homeless people and the poor, and they got blankets and all sorts down there. And there are actually local people who try and keep an eye on them. What do you think to Leicester and Birmingham? Emma Jane Watt says, from the little I've read, it's a bloody mess, but I can't comment any more than that because I don't know enough about it. UK Canna, hi all, hello to you, good to see you. Andy, did you see my message at 21.04? I think what I'm going to have to do is go back on the replay after we're done, Mick, and see if I can find it then, unless you've reposted it, which you may well have done, and I might have missed that as well. Michael out and about, Tyneside Carney. Hi, Andy. It's Michael Carney from South Shields, and the benefit system is really bad. Look to you as a little DWP advice bureau. Ha, 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 ha. I from Tyne and Weir, just want to say hi, buddy. Hello to you, and thank you for stopping by. I'm trying to pivot a little bit towards cost of living type stuff because it's all getting a little bit tight for people. And if I can help by putting stuff in front of you and trying to help out when I can, I will. So much the better. You know, this community of ours was all built on support for each other, and you know, a friendly atmosphere and everything else. It's you know, and we continue to do that and be there for each other. That's what makes it great. Yeah, I've seen that mentioned a lot. Narinda, go to France, come back in a dinghy. Cagney and Lacey mentioned. Limey. Yeah, they're probably pretty old by now, aren't they? Cagney and Lacey. Was it Sharon Glass and Tyne Daly? Yeah, that's a good thought. Politicians not in charge, they're just the ones that break the bad news to us. Cornwall turning into a concrete jungle. My friend's brother is a Folkestone fisherman, lifetime family of fishermen in Folkestone. I'll ask him what he sees. Okay, Chrissy, that'd be cool. And we get to find out. I used to go go fishing a lot with my granddad and my dad, you know, down the harbour. But it all gets trawled up offshore now. You don't really get anything inshore off the sea. Yeah, Kessian. I don't really want to talk about that here today. There's lots on my channel, including a video which I put up earlier about that. I'm happy to discuss it with anybody if they want to message me privately, or put a comment on one of the other videos, but not here, not today. I think the community as a whole really wants to go and talk about something else. Hello, Neats. Good to see you. Yeah, it's getting like that in a few places, Tyrone. Bloodnose, Canterbury is a university town. I went to the University of Kent on Tyler Hill, right at the top. And I always remember there was a lovely view of the cathedral in between the colleges. You could stand there at night and see it with all the lights on and everything. And it was quite cool. Yeah, there's some people mentioning about Philip and Holly in the chat. There's thanks, Mike Alligators, and I appreciated that email you sent me the other day as well. I did reply. I don't know whether you saw that, but I do really appreciate the support. It means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, Philip and Holly. It's all over the news, isn't it? Did they jump the queue? Didn't they jump the queue? I mean, I did a poll on the channel last night asking you the question: do you think they jumped the queue? And well over 80% of the couple of thousand that voted said yes, we do think they jumped the queue. I mean, did they jump the queue because they just didn't want to wait? Did they jump the queue because they were put there because of work? Who knows? But it's not a bad good look, is it? Not a good look at all. And it's like I said in a video earlier on. The way things are perceived sometimes by other people, you can just get ripped to shreds. And they are getting ripped to shreds. I mean, I understand Holly's got the lawyers in, for example. Narinda, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Pingu86. I love your screen name. Yeah, Alan, we'll fight them on the beaches and the landing grounds, and Priti Patel will pick them up and put them in 4-star hotels. Yeah, exactly. Gone away. You! Crapping themselves if the solicitors are involved. Al Barker, laugh out loud. Got a great number of people in here again, which is nice to see. Alton Towers next for Philip and Holly. Or we could put Philip back in the broom cupboard. We just need to get Gordon the Gopher out of retirement, don't we? Andy, I was looking through how to save money with the fuel crisis. It said to get rid of things you don't get anything much for. I went through my finances and decided it was my council tax. Excellent. Yeah, there's lots of people out there that have, financial problems where they run into trouble with a credit card, and it ends up getting sold to a debt collector. And they start getting chased for money plus charges and all sorts of things. And it's, what do I do about it? Or I'm too scared. I'll stick my head up my bum and hope it goes away kind of attitude. And also, you can have trouble with council tax where you fall behind and build up arrears. What you do about it, you know, and you end up hemorrhaging money to people that you might not necessarily need to. And with this coming storm, with this cost of living that we're all going to be affected by, you need every penny you can get. Now, from my time where I actually lived on my own before I had, a wife and kids, I experienced, well, near poverty, I suppose, and I had to learn very quickly how to deal with everything, and I had to learn a lot about consumer law and other things of that nature. It's quite a minefield, and if I might do a couple of things on this and see if I can help people out with just imparting what I know. I mean, I've got a friend at the moment that's got a problem to do with an old, I think it's an old catalogue debt that's been sold on to a debt collector. I'm basically getting them off his case for him. That's all I can say on that. But if I'm successful, which I think I will be, I will go and have a look. Hello, Frank Pratton. Just seen your name come up in the chat. Hope you're all right. Julie Baldwin, hello to you. I don't think I've said hello to you yet. Andy Simo Simpson, aka Eccentric Simo. Hey up, mate, from Yorkshire. Hey up to you too. Hope everything's all right where you are. Yeah. Thanks, Mum. You found it. I can always use somebody digging out the old messages that I miss. See if you can find Mix, because I went looking for that twice. Maybe someone could think of a fun topic for a special vid, Andy. Something to cheer us up. That's a bloody good idea, isn't it? We could do like a quiz or a funny subject or anything like that. So get your thinking caps on, folks. If anyone has any different ideas for chats, let me know about them. No, I didn't get your second message, Michael. I only saw your first one, which I put up. No, David, I'm not watching the clock. If you see my eyes kind of drift, it's kind of, well, I'll show you actually if it works. I'm going to take a picture of you all. Give me a second. That is my view on my screen. And you can see on the side, that's where all your comments come in. So if my eyes drift across at all, it's just literally where I'm reading all your comments. But the actual time is up at the top. Open the phone lines up. I'm sure that'll be fun, Jane says. Yeah, one thing... Oh, cool. All right. Chrissy's just replied. Yeah, Chrissy lives in Folkestone, kind of down that neck of the woods. And I sent her a link for her to come in on StreamYard. And she could join the chat and, tell us what's going on down there firsthand. But she's just messaged, and I think we're going to try and sort something out for next week, which would be cool. We'll see what's going on down there. Nitpicking, Andy, some folk. Absolutely. Got one of those Sainsbury's bags, very strong. What do you mean? This one here? Yeah, it's full of other bags. Chip Sounder, hey Andy, hello to you. Good to see you. David L. I've covered everything I want to do on the migrant situation for one evening, so we'll just have a little bit of a chinwag. David L. Andy, I break the camera. Yeah, if you've just joined us, folks, welcome to the chat with Andy, the Gabby Cabby tonight. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button and let's get a few more before we end. And if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. And all the support is appreciated. Quiz, great idea, Andy. Daphne, friend of mine suggested that once before. I have to have a look. Alan Edge, shut that back door. I'm actually getting a new back door because the one we've got on the garage where I am, it's a wooden one, and I think it's as old as the house. Phil and Holly didn't even get in the queue. She took her mum and friend. That's what done it for me. Yeah, so I don't think that one's going to go away, no matter how much they protest their innocence, really, is it? Christina is easy now. Gerard, a wanker for England, are you sure? Andy, your brilliance is here with us, mate. Thank you very much, David. That's got to be one of the funniest things I've read. Does anyone remember Ed the Duck? He was in there as well, wasn't he? Gordon says he doesn't want to work at Philip and has changed a lot for the broom cupboard. Love it. I won't have a card now. I got into so much trouble with it. It took me years to pay it off. You know the ironic thing, Daphne, with credit cards? I've got two credit cards. I've got one for the business and I've got one personal one. And the company I got the personal one with, I got into trouble with years ago. Yet they give me another card. No problem. Go figure. You'd think they'd tell me to take a running jump. But it's strange the way the system works. Can we have a long chat for Christmas, Andy? Would be good. Yeah, I have to try and set that up. That's a great idea. I mean, Christmas Day and all that sort of thing. Last year, I pre-recorded a load of stuff and just had it come out on Christmas Day. But we'll try and do that, David. Some kind of setup. We'll try and do something special with that. Do you think the gopher would ever set foot in there now? The poor rodent knows what we all know. Lots of Gordon and Gopher jokes coming out. Raymond Piper, hello to you. Good to see you. Tiny kangaroo down. Oh my God, it's getting bad, isn't it? Is there a Hayden in the chat, Andy? I haven't got a clue, Zanham Mason. I haven't got a clue. The Q situation, it's strange how Beckham got the attention because he was ordinary for a few hours. Makes me puke. Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it, that whole thing? Andy's done the like because he's a good boy. Thanks, Andy. I've been following you for a while. You have a voice that get a lot of help from it. Being real. Thanks, Andy, from Michael Carney. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that, and best wishes, and see you next time. Get off your horse and drink your milk. John Wayne, that was, wasn't it? Okay. All right, folks. We've reached the hour. I think I'm going to go because I'm getting a bit bleary-eyed and I've got to get some sleep before I hit the road again. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming this evening and discussing this with me just for an hour or so. Tomorrow we'll have some more content out. I haven't recorded it yet, but I'll get that done. We'll have a members live stream in the evening. Basically, what I mean by members live stream, anyone that chips in a quid a month for the channel, just because they want to. I do a little live stream once a week just for them, just to give something back. Friday, Saturday, there'll be more content, and Sunday there will be another live stream sometime around 9 o'clock as well. But that one I'll probably just keep as a general chit chat, really. So once again, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you so much for all your supportive messages earlier. I think you could tell I was a bit pissed off with everything, but I'm all right now. You've cheered me up. That's all I've got to say, really. Like, subscribe, and everything else. And I'll see you tomorrow. Toodaloo.